Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Wednesday, March 15th slate of NBA action. I'm super excited to dive into it, bounce back into it today, man. We have a great slate of NBA basketball on today. It's going to be the last day of NBA basketball that is completely uninterrupted from March Madness basketball, the first official round of the NCAA tournament, and we will be covering that here once again, the same as we did last year. So I'm super excited to dive into that as of tomorrow. But for today, we still got to find some winners here in the NBA, and I think that we did. So before we go ahead and dive into it, I did just want to go ahead and say we are still currently on the road to 12,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. Truly does mean the absolute world to me. So much more than you guys will ever know. So without any further ado, I just wanted to go ahead and address really quick. I do apologize about not having a video the last 2 days. I was out of town because it was my birthday. So I was out of town for the past couple days. I do apologize about that for not having a video. Just took some time off. It was my birthday on Monday. So, it was my birthday Monday. We were traveling home on Tuesday. Just really didn't have a whole lot of time to make a video. But regardless, we're back. And so starting tomorrow, which is going to be Thursday, we're going to be technically having two videos. One is going to be for the NBA. One is going to be for college basketball. So I'm really excited about that. So we're going to be having two videos for the rest of the March Madness actual tournament. So make sure you guys do go ahead and stay tuned for that. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into our three plays as of today. So for our first official play of the day, we're going to be taking the Memphis Grizzlies and the Miami Heat under 220 at minus 110. Now, I like this for a couple different reasons. I will be completely honest. One of the main reasons is Ja Morant is still out. And with that being said, Memphis really has done a really good job of going under there. Now, Memphis has gone under quite a bit here recently. They have gone under in 3 out of their last 4 games, and I think that a lot of it does have to do with Ja Morant being out. But not to mention, they're going up against a very good defense and a very slow-paced team. So Miami is second in points allowed, one of the best defenses in all of basketball. But Memphis, Memphis has been really solid as well. In their last 3 games, they've allowed the second fewest points per game to opposing teams with a total of 102 per game. They've been really solid on the defensive end, and I'm not saying that Ja Morant is a awful defender, but I'm just saying that as of right now, with the lineup that they are running, they have been very solid here on defense. And not to mention Miami, they do allow 2 fewer points per game at home this year, so they are a better defense, especially when it comes to being at home. And both these teams are actually pretty slow-paced at least. Miami is 29th when it comes to pace, and Memphis, in their last 3 games, they are 23rd. So they have really slowed things down for sure as well. And I think that this is a spot that you just want to go ahead and take the under. I know that the over-under is low. I know it's scary, but I still think that this is a really good spot here. Also, Memphis, they're a much better home team than anything else. They do actually average 6 more points per game on the road than they do at home. Or 6 fewer points per game on the road, So, they are a much better team at home. They're going to be traveling to Miami. I do think that they are going to struggle. They still don't have Ja Morant. I think this is a spot that you do want to fade them, or fade the points at least. So I really do like this one here for our first official play of the day. Memphis and Miami under 220 at minus 110 odds. Now for our second official play of the day, give him another chance. Please, for me, give him another chance. We're going with Zach LaVine over 27.5 points here versus Sacramento at minus 125 odds. Now I know Zach LaVine is very inconsistent. That's putting it nicely. But as a Bulls fan, I know a lot about Zach LaVine, and let's be completely honest here. Since Patrick Beverley has been on the team, he had a quote at the very beginning whenever he first ended up going to Chicago, and it was along the lines of saying to Zach LaVine, your job is to shoot the ball. And since then, that is exactly what Zach LaVine has done. He has averaged 31.4 points per game since Patrick Beverley has gotten on the team, and I do think that he has been pushing Zach LaVine to be even more explosive on the offensive end of things. But not to mention, he does have a pretty good matchup here versus the Sacramento Kings, who do allow the 15th most points per game to opposing shooting guards in the last 15 games, and the 4th most to opposing small forwards. So regardless of what you want to actually qualify him as, they've given up a lot of points to that position. I know if you take a look at it, I guess technically the Bulls are starting Beverley and Caruso and Zach LaVine, so if you want to count them as a 3, that's fine as well. They allow the 4th most points per game to opposing small forwards. Either way, I do think that it is going to be a very good spot here. Sacramento is a very fast-paced team, and not to mention, they also allow the 3rd most points per game to opposing teams in general. So they give up a ton of points. They play at a fast pace. We're talking about Patrick Beverley, who really is pushing Zach LaVine to be the best offensive player that he can be, and tell him basically, you're here to shoot the ball. And I think that we can see a really big night here from Zach LaVine. He has been really good to this line as well. Since Patrick Beverley has joined, he's hit this over in 5 out of his 8 games. So I think this is a really good spot here. So we're going to be riding with it for our second official play of the day. Zach LaVine over 27.5 points here versus Sacramento at minus 125 odds. Now for our third and final play of the day, we're going to Golden State in the Clippers game. We're taking Steph Curry over 27.5 points here versus the Clippers at minus 125 odds. Now, Steph Curry did struggle a little bit last game. He only had 23 points versus the Phoenix Suns, but in that game he only shot the ball 13 times. So I do think that he does have a little bit of a bounce back spot here. Not to mention he did go over in 3 straight games before the Phoenix game, and Klay Thompson ended up going off last game. So I think this is a spot that Steph Curry does come back into the mix once again. And surprisingly, on the road, Steph Curry is one of the few players in the NBA that plays better on the road. He actually averages 30.3 points per game on the road, and he only averages 28 at home. So this is another stat that makes me believe that Steph Curry is going to have a really big night tonight, and he is going up against the Clippers. The Clippers are obviously known to be a pretty good defense with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, but realistically, since they have gotten Russell Westbrook, that defense has dropped quite a bit. The Clippers actually allow the 9th most points per game to opposing point guards in their last 15 games, so that has been trending upward. The Clippers have been a pretty good defense all year long, but since getting him, it's just been a little bit of a struggle here, especially for the point guard position. And not to mention Steph Curry in his last 2 matchups here versus Russell Westbrook, which would have been when he was on the Lakers, he did have 33 and 30 points in each of those 2 matchups. So I really do like the matchup here for him. I think that he does get it done versus Russell Westbrook once again. I just think that Russell Westbrook, realistically, that's a tough task. So I think that Steph Curry does have a really big night tonight. So we're going to be riding with it here for our third and final play of the day. Steph Curry over 27.5 points here versus the Clippers at minus 125 odds. Hopefully he does show up when the lights shine the brightest here versus a pretty good Clippers team. But that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 12,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do go ahead and hit that sub button for me. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Sander signing out. Peace.